My friends, I used to think that retirement would be a golden time. Mornings spent sipping coffee and leisurely reading the newspaper, afternoons strolling in the park, breathing in the fresh air, and evenings watching TV before drifting off into a peaceful sleep. Just thinking about it felt amazing. But, as it turns out, life isn't always a dream. Retirement isn't just about peace and relaxation. It also comes with plenty of unexpected laugh or cry moments. I thought I would enjoy my newfound freedom, but having too much free time ended up making me restless. Every day, I found myself wandering around the house, unsure of how to fill the hours. And my poor wife, back when I was working, she barely saw me and was fine with it. But now that I'm home all the time, every time she looks at me, she finds something for me to do. Got nothing to do. Go sweep the yard. Friends gradually drift apart. Everyone has their own life, and even planning a simple outing becomes a challenge. Meanwhile, my savings seem to disappear faster than I expected, while the cost of everything keeps going up. Turns out, there are some hard truths about retirement that no one ever warned me about. So what are they? Well, let me tell you. 1. Having too much free time is its own kind of stress. My friends, I spent my whole life working, waking up with a purpose, having people to talk to after work, always staying busy, and watching time fly by. I thought retirement would be paradise. No more alarm clocks, no stressful meetings, no boss breathing down my neck. But who would have thought that too much free time could become its own kind of pressure? At first, I was thrilled. I'd sip my morning coffee, leisurely read the newspaper, and think, this is the dream life. But after a week or two, something started to feel off. With no schedule and no work, I started feeling useless. I'd wake up to an endless, empty day, unsure of how to fill the hours. Back when I was working, I saw my friends every day at the office. Now that we're all retired and scattered everywhere, even arranging a simple meetup is a challenge. So I began pacing around the house, opening and closing the fridge for no reason, stepping outside to look at the sky, then going back in to turn on the TV. But the worst part, when my wife was busy doing housework and I was just standing around with nothing to do, she'd snap, "Stop hovering around me." And yet, when I actually tried to help, she'd throw up her hands. "Oh, for heaven's sake, you're doing it all wrong. Just let me do it myself." So I ended up back in my original spot, feeling like an extra in my own home. That's when I realized retirement isn't just about resting. You need to find something to do, or else your mind will go dull before you even realize it. So if you're preparing for retirement, take my advice. Don't let yourself be too free, or you might end up suffering from too much of a good thing, just like I did. 2. Fewer friends, more loneliness. When I was younger, I thought friends would always be there. Seeing coworkers every day, grabbing drinks with the guys on weekends, playing ball or golf at the park whenever we had free time. There was always someone to talk to joke around with, to argue over which team would win the championship this year. But once I retired, everything changed. At first, I was excited. I called up my best friend for a coffee meetup. Turns out, he was busy babysitting his grandkids. I invited an old buddy to play golf, but he said, "My back's been killing me lately. I can barely walk, let alone swing a club." Others had moved to different states to be closer to family. Some were dealing with health issues and rarely went out. Every time I tried to make plans, there was always some reason it wouldn't work. I went from having a whole circle of friends to suddenly realizing how quiet my world had become. Loneliness creeps in before you even notice it. And the older you get, the harder it is to make new friends. When we were young, friendship was easy. If you liked the same sport or had the same annoying boss, that was enough to bond over. But at this stage of life, finding someone you truly click with isn't so simple. I once tried joining a retirement club, thinking I'd meet new people. But after sitting through endless debates about Medicare plans and politics, I honestly just wanted to go home. Then I realized something. Friendships don't just happen. You have to make an effort to find and maintain them. So I signed up for an art class, not because I had any real talent, but just as an excuse to go out and meet new people. I also started taking regular walks at the park, chatting with other retirees who were out for a stroll. We didn't have to become best friends overnight, but at least there were people to greet and share a few casual conversations with. Retirement doesn't mean sitting back and letting life pass you by. If you don't take the initiative to stay connected, one day, you'll wake up and realize there's no one left to call. And no matter how old we are, we all need friends, don't you think? 3. The more time at home, the more arguments with your spouse. Back when I was still working, my wife and I barely spent that much time together. I left early in the morning, came home tired in the evening, ate dinner, and went straight to bed. If something annoyed us, neither of us had the energy to argue. We simply didn't have enough time together for that. I thought retirement would be a dream. Leisurely mornings sipping coffee, relaxing evening walks in the park. But reality? It's nothing like the movies. Now, we see each other all the time. And the more you see each other, the more opportunities there are to clash. My wife finds everything I do bothersome. If I sit and watch TV, she glares at me. Don't you have anything to do? Go sweep the yard. If I wash the dishes, she complains. Look at the mess you made. The whole counter is soaked. Even when I try gardening, she has to chime in. Why are you planting like that? You should do it this way. There's always something to criticize. And arguing back? Not worth the trouble. I just nod and say yes, yes, to keep the peace. Then sneak off to a cafe the next day for some quiet time with my newspaper. Turns out, spending more time together doesn't automatically mean more happiness. What really matters is knowing when to give each other space. I realize that no matter how long you've been married, everyone needs their own personal time. So my wife and I came up with a system. In the mornings, I go for a walk with my old buddies while she goes shopping or chats on the phone with her friends. We reunite for lunch. Then in the afternoon, I read while she watches her favorite shows, each doing our own thing. By evening, we sit down together for a nice movie, share a few comments, and then head to bed. And just like that, life became much more peaceful. Some of my friends complain that retirement means being constantly monitored by their wives. I just laugh and tell them, try distracting her like I do. You'll keep the peace and still get to enjoy your own time. What do you think? Anyone else in the same boat? 4. Savings are never enough. Before I retired, I thought I had enough money. A lifetime of working, saving every penny, contributing to my retirement fund, and carefully planning my expenses. I had it all figured out. I told myself, this is enough. I won't have to worry in old age. But life? It's never that simple. Electricity, water, and gas bills climb higher and higher every year. Groceries never get cheaper. Every time I go to the supermarket and see the price of beef or fresh vegetables, I just shake my head. That loaf of bread that used to cost $1, now it's multiple times that. I thought being older meant eating more simply, yet somehow, my wallet keeps getting thinner year after year. And then there's medical expenses, the thing no one truly prepares for. At a certain age, your doctor practically becomes your best friend, with checkups and follow-ups every few months. And each hospital visit comes with a bill that makes your head spin. Medication, insurance, tests, everything costs money. When I was younger, a headache just needed a pill, and a sore back only required some ointment. Now, a single pain can lead to a dozen doctor's appointments. Not to mention, life always throws surprises your way. The car breaks down, the roof starts leaking, the grandkids need help, or an old friend invites you on a trip. None of these were in the budget. Savings keep shrinking, and there's no way to replenish them. When I was working, money came in every month. Now, it only goes out. And let's be honest, there are no raises or year-end bonuses in retirement. So when someone says, I have enough money to retire comfortably, I can't help but smile. Because the truth is, money is never enough. The real key isn't just how much you have, but how well you manage and spend it. I've learned that aside from saving, retirees must live simply, cut unnecessary expenses, and most importantly, stay healthy. Because nothing drains your savings faster than getting sick. 5. Mental well-being matters more than physical health. Some people say, as long as you have your health, you have everything. But I see things differently. I've met many people who are physically healthy with no serious medical issues, yet their spirits are drained. They feel lonely, empty, and sad. And you know what? If you stay in that state of mind for too long, your body eventually weakens too. I used to believe that physical health was the most important thing. Eat well, exercise regularly, get enough sleep. That's the key to staying strong, right? But over time, I realized there's something even more crucial: mental well-being. I've seen people with no major illnesses, yet they sink into sadness because they have no one to talk to, nothing to look forward to, nothing to keep their minds occupied. And slowly they start to actually get sick. Once the mind gives up, no amount of medicine can truly help. That's why retirement isn't just about money or health. It's about finding joy every single day. If you wake up in the morning and have nothing to look forward to, even a mountain of money won't bring happiness. On the other hand, if you have even the smallest things to anticipate, a morning cup of coffee, a call with an old friend, a game of chess at the park, life suddenly feels much more worthwhile. I've learned that to live happily, you must actively keep your spirit positive. Don't wait for someone else to bring joy into your life. Create it yourself. Have a hobby? Do it often. Have friends? Stay in touch, even if it's just a short message. Every day, find a way to do something that makes you feel good. Whether it's gardening, listening to music, going for a walk, or simply sitting outside and watching the world go by. If it brings you joy, that's all that matters. If you're approaching retirement, remember this. Don't let yourself fall into the trap of too much free time turns into boredom. Don't underestimate financial planning, and most importantly, find ways to keep your spirits high. Retirement isn't the end. It's a new chapter of life. And how that chapter is written is entirely up to you. What has your retirement experience been like? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It keeps me motivated to share more great stories.